Welcome, language learners. Expanding your English vocabulary can feel like a challenging task, but it doesn't have to be. Imagine a learning journey that is both enjoyable and effective, where each new word you acquire feels like unlocking a treasure. That's exactly what this guide aims to provide. Practical, fun, and engaging ways to boost your vocabulary while making the process something you look forward to every day. Learning new words is like building the foundation of a house. Every word strengthens your ability to communicate, express yourself, and understand the world around you. But the key to success isn't just what you learn. It's how you learn. By focusing on techniques that are enjoyable and accessible, you can make steady progress without feeling overwhelmed. In this discussion, we'll dive into creative methods like reading captivating stories, playing exciting word games, and using innovative apps and quizzes. These activities are more than just tools. They turn learning into a rewarding experience. When you enjoy the process, you'll find yourself sticking with it, which is the secret to long-term success. However, while having fun is crucial, consistency is the backbone of effective learning. Think of it like planting seeds in a garden. If you water them a little every day, they will grow strong and healthy. Similarly, dedicating even just 10 minutes daily to practicing new words can lead to significant results over time. It's not about cramming or memorizing long lists. It's about integrating small, enjoyable practices into your routine and sticking with them. Consistency also creates habits. When learning becomes part of your daily life, it no longer feels like a chore. It becomes second nature. Whether you're commuting, waiting in line, or relaxing at home, there are countless moments in your day when you can reinforce what you've learned. The power of small, consistent efforts cannot be overstated. In this guide, we'll explore a range of strategies designed to make learning fun and sustainable. Whether you're a fan of storytelling and avid gamer, or someone who loves a good challenge, there's something here for everyone. You'll also learn about the science behind why these techniques work, helping you approach vocabulary building with confidence and enthusiasm. So, are you ready to transform the way you learn English? Whether you're just starting or looking to expand your vocabulary further, this journey will equip you with the tools and motivation to succeed. Remember, every new word you learn is a step closer to fluency. Let's make that journey not just productive, but also enjoyable. Stay with us, and together, we'll explore how to make vocabulary learning a habit you'll love and one that will stick. Let's get started. Section 1. Why Fun Methods Work. Learning a new language, especially expanding vocabulary, can sometimes feel like a chore. However, when we add an element of fun to the process, the experience transforms from a tedious task into something engaging and enjoyable. In this section, we explore why fun methods, such as learning through stories and games, are not only effective, but also naturally align with how our brains process and retain information. Understanding the neuroscience behind why these methods work will help you embrace them and make your language learning journey more exciting and successful. Engaging the brain naturally through stories and games. Both stories and games leverage the brain's natural tendency to engage with emotionally compelling content and problem-solving activities. Stories, for example, are one of the oldest and most effective ways to communicate and learn. From childhood, we are taught through narratives that connect us to characters, places, and emotions. This is because our brains are wired to process and retain information better when it's presented within a narrative framework. When you read or listen to a story, the brain's attention is automatically drawn to the plot, the characters, and the conflicts they face. This engagement boosts memory retention by creating connections between new vocabulary and the emotions or events in the story. Each word you encounter is not just a standalone piece of information. It is part of a larger context that helps solidify its meaning. As you read, you form mental images of the scenarios described, which enhances understanding and recall. The more vividly the story is told, the more likely you are to remember the words used in it. Similarly, games activate areas of the brain associated with reward and motivation. When you play word games, quizzes, or challenges, your brain receives small doses of dopamine, the feel-good neurotransmitter. This chemical is released when you accomplish something, such as solving a puzzle or scoring points, which creates a sense of achievement. This positive feedback loop makes you more eager to continue, encouraging you to practice vocabulary and engage with new words in an interactive and enjoyable way. Unlike traditional memorization techniques, which can feel repetitive and boring, games provide instant gratification that keeps you motivated. Emotional and contextual connections in stories. One of the most powerful aspects of stories is their ability to create emotional connections. When we read a story, we are not only absorbing new words, but also associating those words with specific feelings, experiences, and characters. This emotional connection makes the words more memorable and easier to recall. For example, imagine reading a story about a character who faces a difficult decision and feels nervous about the outcome. The word nervous in this context becomes linked to the character's emotions and struggles. Because you, as the reader, are emotionally invested in the character's journey, you are more likely to remember the word. The emotional context surrounding the word helps cement its meaning in your mind. Moreover, understanding words in a contextual setting allows you to grasp nuances and variations of meaning that might not be obvious through a simple dictionary definition. Words like brave, excited, or curious can take on different meanings depending on the situations in which they are used. For example, you might encounter the word brave in a story where a character faces danger to protect someone, making it associated with courage in the face of fear. In another context, brave might be used in a more casual sense, like when someone is taking a small risk, such as speaking in front of a crowd. These subtleties are much easier to grasp through stories rather than through dry word lists. When you understand words emotionally and contextually, they stick with you longer because they are part of something you care about. You remember the word brave, not just because you've learned its dictionary definition, but because it's tied to an inspiring character who overcame great challenges. This emotional and contextual learning creates stronger neural pathways in the brain, making it easier to recall and use the words in real-life conversations. The motivational power of games and challenges. Games and challenges add a unique layer of motivation to the language learning process. Unlike traditional studying methods, which can sometimes feel like a long, monotonous road, games introduce an element of excitement and competition that motivates learners to push forward and improve. The brain's reward system thrives on challenges, and games provide these challenges in a fun, engaging format. Word games such as crossword puzzles, word searches, or apps designed to test vocabulary are designed to be both fun and challenging. They provide instant feedback, whether you've completed a task or earned a higher score, which boosts motivation and encourages you to keep playing. Each new challenge or level that you conquer becomes a mini celebration of progress, which fuels your desire to continue learning. This sense of accomplishment, paired with the challenge of improving your skills, is what makes games such an effective tool for vocabulary expansion. Additionally, games can be social. Many language learning apps and platforms allow users to compete with friends or other learners. This adds a layer of accountability and friendly competition that can push you to engage more consistently with the material. The motivation to beat your previous score or to compete with a friend can be just the boost you need to keep practicing new words. Moreover, games often provide rewards in the form of points, badges, or levels, which tap into the brain's intrinsic motivation. Achieving these milestones boosts self-confidence and provides a sense of progression, making learners feel accomplished. This positive reinforcement is crucial for maintaining long-term motivation. When learning becomes a game, it no longer feels like an obligation. It feels like a rewarding activity that you choose to do. Fun methods like stories and games work because they engage the brain naturally, promote emotional connections, and create a motivating environment for language learning. Stories help build contextual understanding and emotional ties to new words, making them easier to remember and use. Games, on the other hand, provide a sense of accomplishment and instant feedback, encouraging learners to continue practicing in an enjoyable way. By incorporating these fun methods into your learning routine, you can not only expand your vocabulary more effectively, but also make the process enjoyable, rewarding, and sustainable. So, embrace the fun in learning and watch as your vocabulary grows with each new story and game you explore. Section 2. Learning through stories. Reading stories is one of the most enjoyable and effective ways to expand your vocabulary. When you read, You're not just memorizing isolated words from a list. You're seeing how those words fit into natural contexts, understand how they function in sentences, and remember them by connecting them to emotions, characters, and events. This method of learning is not only engaging, but also deeply effective because it makes words more meaningful and memorable. Exposure to words in natural contexts. One of the greatest benefits of reading stories is that it exposes you to words in their natural environments. In contrast to learning vocabulary in isolation, reading allows you to see how words are used in context. When you encounter new words and sentences and stories, you begin to understand their meaning not just from a dictionary definition, but from the way they interact with other words and contribute to the overall narrative. For example, if you read a story where a character is feeling excited about something, the word will be connected to actions, emotions, and experiences that make it more memorable. You're not just memorizing a word. You're associating it with a feeling or an action. This kind of exposure helps reinforce the meaning and usage of words, making it easier to recall them later in your own conversations or writing. Moreover, the context in which you encounter a word in a story often provides clues to its meaning. Even if you don't know the exact definition of a word, you can infer its meaning by paying attention to the situation, the emotions of the characters, and the relationships between the words around it. This helps learners understand vocabulary deeply, providing a richer and more nuanced understanding of the word compared to simply memorizing its definition. Understanding usage through sentences. Reading stories also helps learners see how words function within sentences. It's one thing to know the definition of a word, but it's another to understand how it behaves in different contexts. When you read, you encounter words in various sentence structures, which helps you understand how to use them properly in your own speech or writing. For instance, the word generous could be understood in different contexts depending on the way it's used. In one sentence, you might read, "She was generous with her time, volunteering every week." In another, "He gave a generous donation to the charity." These sentences not only show the word in use, but also reveal the grammatical structures that accompany it. You begin to understand when and how to use the word in different situations, something that simply memorizing definitions cannot provide. This kind of understanding is crucial for mastering a language because it enables learners to use words flexibly and naturally. It's the difference between knowing the meaning of a word and being able to use it confidently and correctly in conversations or writing. Start with simple stories at your level. If you're just starting out with learning English or looking to build your vocabulary from the ground up, it's important to start with stories that are at your level. Simple, engaging stories that align with your current vocabulary level will give you the perfect foundation to build upon. There are many types of easy-to-read stories designed for learners, ranging from children's books to graded readers, which provide vocabulary appropriate for different levels. These stories often come with illustrations, which can further help with understanding new words and concepts. Starting with these stories allows you to gain confidence and keep the learning process fun and manageable. As you continue reading and improving, you can gradually move on to more complex stories. For example, reading a short story where the protagonist is a curious child exploring the world around them can help you learn the word curious in a way that's clear and easy to remember. In a sentence like, "The boy was curious about the strange noise coming from the forest," you're not just learning the word itself, but also connecting it to a vivid image. A boy listening intently to a mysterious sound in the woods. This gives the word more meaning, and your brain is more likely to remember it because it's linked to a specific experience. Example: learning the word curious. Let's look at how learning vocabulary through a story works with an example. Imagine you're reading a short story where the main character is a young girl named Sarah, who is always asking questions about everything around her. One sentence might read, "Sarah was curious about the strange object she found in the garden." From this sentence, you can understand that the word curious means wanting to know more about something, usually because it's unusual or interesting. The word is given meaning not just by its dictionary definition, but by the situation in which it's used. Sarah's reaction to finding something strange helps you understand how the word curious is used in real-life contexts. You can also notice how the word fits into the structure of the sentence and how it is connected to Sarah's feelings and actions. By seeing curious used in this way, you're more likely to remember the word and be able to use it when you encounter something new and interesting in your own life. Plus, stories provide emotional connections, which further cement vocabulary in your memory. The emotional engagement in a story makes words feel more personal, and you are more likely to retain them because they are connected to something meaningful. Learning through stories is not just about understanding individual words. It's about connecting those words to real experiences and emotions. When you read, you immerse yourself in new vocabulary in a way that feels natural and enjoyable. Start with simple stories that are at your level, and use the context and sentences to understand how new words work. Over time, as you read more, you'll build a strong vocabulary foundation that will help you communicate confidently in English. In the next sections, we'll dive into more strategies for reinforcing this vocabulary and making learning an even more fun and rewarding experience. So keep reading and let the world of stories take your vocabulary to new heights. Section 3. Playing games for vocabulary. Learning vocabulary doesn't have to be a tedious or monotonous task. One of the best ways to make the process enjoyable and effective is by incorporating games into your study routine. Games stimulate your brain, engage your critical thinking, and make learning fun, all while helping you retain new words. In this section, we will dive into several types of games that are not only fun but also highly effective for vocabulary expansion. Crossword puzzles, word searches, Scrabble/Boggle, and online quizzes and apps. Each game targets different aspects of language learning, and offers a unique way to reinforce vocabulary acquisition. Crossword puzzles boost critical thinking and recall. Crossword puzzles have long been celebrated as an engaging and effective tool for learning and testing vocabulary. When you solve a crossword puzzle, you're not only recalling definitions or meanings, but you're also connecting words to their appropriate contexts. The challenge lies in figuring out how the clues relate to the words you need to fill in. This encourages deeper engagement with vocabulary as you work to fit each word into a specific pattern. Crosswords are particularly beneficial for reinforcing previously learned words. As you tackle clues, your brain is forced to recall words you've encountered before, which strengthens your memory and retention. Moreover, crossword puzzles help you expand your vocabulary by introducing synonyms, antonyms, and varied meanings of words. For example, a clue might ask for a synonym of the word happy, prompting you to fill in content, elated or joyful, which broadens your understanding of the word. The critical thinking aspect of crossword puzzles encourages you to analyze word patterns and make connections that enhance your understanding of word structures and spellings. Over time, this strengthens not only your vocabulary, but also your language fluency as you become more familiar with the subtle differences between words. Whether you're solving them online or on paper, crossword puzzles can be a fun and rewarding way to boost your vocabulary. Word searches reinforce recognition of learned words. Word search puzzles are a simple yet highly effective game for reinforcing vocabulary recognition. In a word search, you look for hidden words within a grid of letters. As you search for words, you not only reinforce your understanding of their spellings, but also develop a stronger visual connection to the words themselves. While word searches may seem like a basic exercise, they can be incredibly effective for consolidating your vocabulary. The repetitive nature of scanning for words helps reinforce their shapes and letters, making them easier to recall in the future. The key to success with word searches is that they require you to recognize the words quickly, promoting instant recall. This recognition aspect is particularly useful for learners who need to boost their reading fluency or recall words under pressure, such as during conversation or exams. In addition, word searches can be customized to fit the learner's level and needs. For instance, you can focus on specific themes like food, animals, or emotions, which helps you expand vocabulary within particular contexts. This type of game is perfect for learners looking for a low-pressure, yet effective method to reinforce word recognition and build their language skills. Scrabble/Boggle. Practice forming words from letters. Scrabble and Boggle are both classic word games that involve forming words from a set of letters. These games are perfect for learners looking to practice their spelling, word formation, and quick thinking. Scrabble, for instance, requires you to create valid words by placing letter tiles on a board, earning points for each word based on letter values and placement. The more words you create, the higher your score, making the game both fun and competitive. In addition to expanding your vocabulary, Scrabble helps you practice word formation and spelling under time pressure. When playing Scrabble, you're constantly challenged to think of as many words as possible from the letters available to you. This not only strengthens your vocabulary, but also helps with word recall, as you associate words with certain letter combinations and patterns. Scrabble also encourages you to learn new words, as you might come across unfamiliar terms while playing. These opportunities expand your knowledge of words and their meanings. Boggle, on the other hand, is a faster-paced word game where you try to find as many words as possible from a random arrangement of letters within a time limit. The game speed aspect challenges you to form words quickly, reinforcing your ability to recognize words under pressure. Both Scrabble and Boggle are great for learners who want to enhance their vocabulary, practice spelling, and improve their mental agility in using words. Online quizzes and apps provide interactive and time-efficient practice. In today's digital world, learning vocabulary through online quizzes and apps has become one of the most popular methods of language learning. These digital tools offer a wide range of interactive exercises that make learning both effective and time-efficient. Many apps and websites are specifically designed to help learners test and expand their vocabulary in an engaging way, offering a variety of game-like formats to keep you motivated. Apps like Duolingo, Memrise, or Quizlet use spaced repetition and gamified exercises to help learners build their vocabulary progressively. For instance, Duolingo has bite-sized lessons that include interactive activities, quizzes, and challenges designed to teach you new words and reinforce your understanding. The app adapts to your level, gradually increasing the difficulty of the exercises as you progress, which ensures that you are always being challenged and engaged. Other apps, like Quizlet, allow users to create custom flashcard sets and quizzes, so you can focus on learning the specific vocabulary that suits your needs. The ability to track your progress and compete with friends or other learners adds a motivational aspect to the learning process, making it even more enjoyable. Many online quizzes also offer time limits or competitive elements, which can help you build speed and accuracy when recalling words. The best part of online quizzes and apps is that they fit easily into your schedule. Whether you're on a bus, waiting in line, or during a break at work, you can quickly pull up a quiz or game to practice new words. This makes learning convenient and adaptable to any lifestyle, ensuring that you can maintain a consistent practice routine no matter how busy you are. Incorporating games into your vocabulary learning routine is one of the most enjoyable and effective ways to expand your language skills. Games like crossword puzzles, word searches, Scrabble/Boggle, and online quizzes provide a variety of benefits, from boosting your critical thinking and recall to reinforcing word recognition and spelling. Whether you prefer the challenge of a crossword, the speed of Boggle, or the convenience of an app, Each game offers a fun and engaging way to learn new words. By adding games to your language learning toolkit, you not only make vocabulary practice more enjoyable, but also ensure that your learning remains consistent and efficient. So, embrace the fun and let these games help you expand your vocabulary in a way that's both effective and enjoyable. Section 4. Making learning a daily habit. One of the most crucial elements in mastering any new skill, including vocabulary acquisition, is consistency. Just like any other area of learning, regular practice is key to long-term success. And when it comes to language learning, making vocabulary expansion a daily habit can significantly boost your progress. In this section, we will explore why consistency is so important and how setting aside just 10 minutes each day can help you achieve your vocabulary goals. The power of consistency. Learning new words and retaining them takes time and repeated exposure. Without consistency, the effort you put into vocabulary learning may not yield the long-lasting results you're aiming for. Just as physical exercise requires regular commitment to see results, vocabulary development demands daily attention. The more consistently you practice, the more naturally the words will stick with you, and the easier it will be to recall them when needed. When you make vocabulary learning a part of your daily routine, you also reinforce the neural connections associated with those words. Each repetition builds a stronger connection in your brain, making it easier to access those words when you need them. This is especially true when you use the words in different contexts, such as through stories, games, or quizzes, which further deepens the learning process. Start with just 10 minutes a day. It might sound overwhelming to dedicate hours each day to learning vocabulary, but you don't need to spend excessive amounts of time to see meaningful results. Even just 10 minutes a day can make a big difference. The key is to focus on consistency, not duration. By setting aside a short amount of time each day, you make vocabulary practice manageable and sustainable. In these 10 minutes, you could read a short story, play a word game, or take a quick quiz on a vocabulary app. The idea is to engage with the material in a focused and deliberate way, ensuring that you're actively processing new words and reinforcing the ones you've already learned. It's much more effective to dedicate a few minutes daily than to spend hours on occasional, intense study sessions that may not be as consistent or focused. The beauty of this daily practice is that it fits seamlessly into your schedule. Whether it's during your morning coffee on your commute or before bed, you can find small pockets of time to engage with the language. Over time, these short sessions add up and can lead to significant vocabulary growth. The power of small habits. The idea of committing just 10 minutes daily may seem small, but when you make it a habit, the results can be powerful. The key to creating lasting change is turning vocabulary practice into a routine, something that becomes an automatic part of your day. Habits are formed through repetition, and when you consistently practice each day, you're building a habit that can last a lifetime. This is where the true magic happens. The more consistent you are, the easier it becomes to learn and retain new words. Eventually, those 10 minutes will feel like second nature, and you'll find yourself expanding your vocabulary without feeling like it's a burden. Learning never exhausts the mind, Leonardo da Vinci. As Leonardo da Vinci famously said, "Learning never exhausts the mind." This profound statement underscores the idea that learning, especially when done consistently and in a way that feels enjoyable, is not only fulfilling but energizing. By making vocabulary learning a daily habit, you're engaging in an enriching process that stimulates your mind and keeps it sharp. Unlike other tasks that may leave you feeling drained or stressed, learning, especially in small, manageable doses, can actually reinvigorate you. When you enjoy the process, you are more likely to stay motivated, making the learning journey something you look forward to rather than something you feel obligated to do. Whether you're learning through reading stories, playing games, or taking quizzes, the daily practice becomes a positive part of your routine, keeping your mind engaged and continuously growing. The path to mastering vocabulary is not about sudden bursts of effort, but rather about the consistent application of small, daily actions. By dedicating just 10 minutes a day to vocabulary practice, you can steadily build your language skills without feeling overwhelmed. As you engage with stories, games, or quizzes, remember that each small effort compounds over time, bringing you closer to your goal of becoming fluent in English. So, commit to a daily habit, and let the process of learning be something that excites you, because as Leonardo da Vinci said, learning truly never exhausts the mind. Section 5. Interactive resources. In today's digital world, learning vocabulary has never been easier or more engaging, thanks to the variety of interactive resources available online. On our website, we have carefully curated a collection of tools designed to make your vocabulary learning both fun and effective. From word learning games to quizzes and stories, these resources help you practice new words in creative and enjoyable ways, ensuring that your learning process is engaging and productive. Let's take a closer look at some of the interactive resources you can use to expand your vocabulary. 1. Word learning games, crossword puzzles, and word searches. Games are one of the most powerful tools for vocabulary building because they combine fun with learning. On the website, we offer popular word learning games like crossword puzzles and word searches, each designed to challenge and improve your vocabulary in unique ways. Crossword puzzles. Crossword puzzles are an excellent way to reinforce your vocabulary while testing your ability to recall words and their meanings. These puzzles not only help you learn new words, but also allow you to practice using them in context. As you solve each clue, you're prompted to think critically about the word that fits, which reinforces your understanding and recall. The more crosswords you complete, the more words you'll add to your vocabulary, all while enjoying the mental challenge. Word searches. Word searches are another fun and simple way to strengthen your vocabulary. In these puzzles, you search for hidden words within a grid of letters. By repeating this activity, you reinforce the words you've learned and improve word recognition. Word searches are particularly useful for reinforcing recently learned vocabulary, as they encourage repeated exposure and recognition of words in different contexts. Both these games are designed to keep you engaged while boosting your word recall. They offer a playful and effective way to practice, ensuring that vocabulary learning doesn't feel like a chore. 2. Quizzes and interactive challenges. For those who enjoy a bit of competition and challenge, quizzes and interactive challenges are perfect tools to test your vocabulary skills. Our website offers a variety of quizzes that test your understanding of words and their meanings. These quizzes are designed to be engaging and informative, providing instant feedback so that you can track your progress as you go. Whether you're working on learning new words or reviewing words you've already studied, these quizzes offer a fun way to assess your knowledge. The interactive challenges push you to recall and apply your vocabulary in different scenarios, providing a dynamic way to practice without getting bored. By setting quiz challenges for yourself, you make learning more competitive and rewarding, which can boost motivation. The quizzes also give you a sense of accomplishment when you complete them successfully, adding a layer of satisfaction to your learning journey. With each quiz you take, you're not just testing your memory. You're reinforcing your vocabulary and improving your ability to use words confidently. 3. Stories designed to practice vocabulary in context. Reading stories is one of the most effective ways to expand your vocabulary, and on our website, you'll find a collection of stories specifically designed to help you practice new words in context. Unlike isolated word lists or flashcards, stories give you the opportunity to see how words are used naturally, helping you understand their meanings and usage in real-life situations. By reading these stories, you'll encounter new vocabulary within meaningful contexts, which helps you retain and recall the words more easily. The stories range from simple to more complex, allowing you to start with beginner-level vocabulary and gradually progress to more advanced words. As you read through the stories, try to notice how the words are used in the sentences and how they relate to the characters or events in the story. This contextual learning not only enhances your understanding of individual words, but also improves your overall language comprehension. Our stories are designed to be both enjoyable and educational, making the process of learning vocabulary feel like an immersive experience. As you read, you'll naturally pick up new words, understand their meanings, and see how they fit into larger ideas and themes. Interactive resources, such as word learning games, quizzes, and stories are invaluable tools for expanding your vocabulary. They combine the fun and challenge of games with the deep learning that comes from reading and testing yourself. On our website, we've made sure to provide a variety of interactive options to cater to different learning preferences, ensuring that there's something for everyone. Whether you prefer the challenge of crossword puzzles, the excitement of quizzes, or the immersion of reading stories, these resources will make learning vocabulary an enjoyable and effective part of your daily routine. Dive into these interactive tools and watch your vocabulary grow in a way that's both engaging and rewarding. Conclusion: to wrap things up, we've explored several exciting and effective ways to build your vocabulary while having fun. Remember, learning through enjoyable activities like reading stories, playing word games, and taking quizzes makes it easier to retain new words. By connecting words to real-life context and engaging your brain with challenges, you will remember them better and use them with confidence. But as with any skill, consistency is key. Make vocabulary practice a daily habit, even if it's just for 10 minutes a day. Whether it's solving a crossword, reading a short story, or testing yourself with a quiz, staying consistent ensures steady progress. The more you practice, the stronger your vocabulary will become. I'd love to hear from you. What's your favorite vocabulary learning technique? Do you enjoy reading stories, playing games, or using apps? Share your thoughts in the comments below so we can learn from each other and keep improving together. And remember, every word you learn brings you closer to fluency. Keep practicing and stay motivated. You're making amazing progress, and with each new word, you're stepping up your language skills. If you enjoyed today's content and found it helpful, don't forget to like this video and subscribe to the channel for more tips and techniques to help you on your English learning journey. Keep going, and I'll see you in the next one.